For the cost of 3 structure decks or less, these are the 5 decks that you can make fully, which I think are the best at that price point. Starting off with Sharks at number 5. Many of the level 4 water extenders that are used are commons or other low rarity, which keeps them low cost. Their game plan is to get a couple level 4 waters on the field to then go into their different Exceed monsters. Bahamut into Totally Awesome already sets up a negate, which help protects from the ever-present Nibiru, which is greatly appreciated. You can also use the spent Bahamut by overlaying into Exceed Armor Fortress, which will search the armored Exceed cards. This way, 2 level 4s equals 2 interruptions in Toad and full armored Dark Knight Lancer. The armored Exceed cards can be bricks, so you will need to be careful of that. Another great Exceed they have is Stealth Kraken. It is a quick effect destruction of an opponent's water monster. This doesn't sound that good till you hear it also changes all monsters on field into water monsters. This also works well with Goes and Match, as well as turning off some different effects. It is a nice interruption to have. Stealth Kraken also turns into Stealth Kraken Spawn when destroyed, making it harder to remove from the field. A budget list might look something like this. You have a couple 1-card Exceeds and Buzzsaw Lifeless and Beautiful, and then some level 4 water extenders to go along with it. You will be missing their best extender in Abyss Shark in the budget version, but that will hopefully be reprinted in Rage of the Abyss. At number 4, I have put Magispector. Most of their cards were reprinted in Maze of Millennia. This has helped in keeping their overall cost down. Phantom Nightmare was a big boost for them in the Link Monster Magispector Orthra Snowy. This adds 2 cards from the extra deck to the hand and then adds 2 to the extra deck. This helps the deck to be very consistent. It is a hand trap magnet though. While the other Magispectors can't be targeted or destroyed by the opponent, this Link Monster didn't get that. They do have some 1-card combos to go into the Link Monster to help compensate. Bunbuku as well as Yada by themselves can get to the 2 materials needed. This all leads into their interruptions, that is mostly spells and traps. They try to usually end on Tempest, which can negate a summon, and Tornado, which will banish a monster. They do require you to tribute your wind spellcasters though. The Exceed Magispector Draco Ryu turns this into a benefit by detaching when you tribute a monster to special Magispector from deck. This is generally how you get to Magispector Unicorn, which is a quick effect bounce of a monster. A deck list could look like this. It has lots of pendulum monsters that either set up interruptions or help you get to your Link monster. For number 3 for me is the Utopia deck. Many of their cards are pretty affordable and are less than a quarter. It is really only Utopia Double and Utopia Draco Future as expensive cards for this rank 4 strategy. Their strategy is shooting for 2 activations of Utopia Dragonar. This can summon a number monster from 1 to 100 during your turn, and then if it has materials, can do it again during the opponent's turn. Some highlights are number 38 Hope Harbinger, which can negate a spell effect, and Ultimate Leo Utopia Ray, which counts as number 39, and this can equip the ZW from deck and negate a monster if it is equipped with a ZW monster. And if you equip ZW Pegasus Twin Saber, you can also get a monster negate from that. You usually need rank up magic Utopia Force to go into Dragonar. Luckily, if you use ZS Ascended Sage, you can search the rank up. There's also an Exceed monster that will special ZS from deck, so it is really easy to get to it. You even have a backup plan in Utopia Double. Just need 2 level 4s and then it can search double or nothing, and in this instance go into Ultimate Leo Utopia Ray for 2 monster negates. There are a couple of ways to get enough level 4s on board. The ZS monsters and Sakitama can easily get themselves on field. The Onomat monsters also have ways to get themselves all onto the field. This is what it could look like for the deck. You have lots of level 4 extenders to make your combo happen, and Draco Future and Utopia Double are also getting reprinted in the tins and have already gone down a couple dollars, making this less than the $30 currently. At number 2, I have Trap Tricks. They have gotten a structure deck that has made this deck very affordable. You're only really looking at stuff like Parallel Exceed and Evenly Match at being at that dollar mark or more, though you would want to add something like Zeus eventually. They have a pretty straightforward goal of getting to Trap Trick Sarah. It is a Link one that requires a single Trap Tricks and starts to snowball in advantage. When you activate a different Trap Tricks monster effect, you get a whole normal trap from deck, and if a normal trap is activated, you can special a Trap Tricks from deck. It is 2 great effects. Your main form of interaction are whole normal trap cards. These are great at stopping opponents from setting up. They can be not as good into an established board though. There are a lot of different whole normal traps you can run. Time Space Trap Hole is nice because it shuffles a monster into deck that was special summoned from hand or extra deck. Another good one is Grave Digger's Trap Hole, which negates a monster effect in hand or grave. With Rafflesia, you can copy that effect to protect yourself from hand traps like Nibiru. This is how I might build the deck, with enough Trap Tricks monsters to make your Link monster and a bunch of traps. You even have extra budget on this one. And for number 1, I have Fluandereeze. A lot of the Flu cards were reprinted in the 2022 Megatins, with not really needing an extra deck and most cards being less than $1. It is pretty budget friendly. Their game plan is to get to their various tribute summon monsters. M-Pen is especially good since the opponent can't activate the effects of their special summon monsters in attack position and searches for a Flu spell or trap. They also run Apex Avian for a negate, and Rise of the Mega Monarch can remove cards from the field. They can even normal summon on opponent's turn through their trap Dreaming Town, so they can pretty easily get out multiple tribute monsters. It is also pretty consistent in finding their combo pieces, since they are able to play 3 pot cards, Duality, Extravagance, and Prosperity. Another reason to play Fluandereeze is because they can use Dimension Shifter. It is still at 3 and can make it so all cards that would go to the graveyard are banished till the next turn. This still works against a lot of decks. Another Floodgate effect they have is Harpy's Featherstorm, which if you control Winged Beast monster, it negates all of the opponent's monster effects for a turn. These are both pretty tricky to deal with. This could be what the deck looks like. You have the Floodgate type effect cards, some going second cards, and whatever you have lying around for the extra deck. It is a very strong deck for its cost. There are a lot of decent decks that you can make for $30 or less, but I think these are the top ones currently.